Have you ever felt like you're just winging it with your finances? Well, today, we're going to explore a completely different approach. We're talking about building a financial life on a foundation that's, well, ancient. But you'll see it has some serious modern-day power. So let's dive in.
Oof, does this one hit a little close to home? For so many of us, this ancient proverb just nails that feeling of being weighed down by debt. It can feel like a kind of servitude, can't it? A stress that just doesn't seem to go away.
But what if that feeling isn't the end of the story? What if there's a clear, time-tested blueprint for handling our money, one that doesn't just lead to stability, but to actual, genuine financial freedom?
That's exactly what we're going to unpack. Think of it like building a house. First, we need a new view of money. That's the groundwork. Then, we'll pour the foundation of faithful giving, secure our household, plan for the future, navigate a few risks, and finally, get to the whole point of it all, true contentment.
Okay, so before we get into any of the practical how-to stuff, this blueprint says we have to start with a total mindset shift. It's all about understanding the why behind our money in the first place. Now, this is one of the most misquoted verses out there. Notice it doesn't say money is the root of all evil. Not at all. The text is super clear. The issue isn't the money itself. That's just a tool. The real danger, the real problem, is the love of it, the obsession with it. That's what can get us into trouble.
So if money isn't the goal, what is it? Well, the core idea here is something called stewardship. It's the concept that we don't actually own our resources. We're just managing them for a time. This one little shift completely reframes everything. Money stops being a master to serve and becomes a tool to be used for a much greater purpose.
All right, with that new mindset in place, it's time to pour the concrete for our financial house. And according to this blueprint, that foundation isn't saving, it's not budgeting, it's giving. Which might sound kind of backwards to some of us, but let's see why it's step one.
This foundation really has three main parts to it: what's called the tithe, the offering, and then just general giving. Let's quickly break down what each one of those means.
So first up is the tithe. Traditionally, this is the first 10% of your income. It's framed here as way more than just charity. It's presented as a powerful act of trust. And I mean, get this, the text even issues a challenge. Test me in this, suggesting that this step of faith will be met in a big way.
Next comes the offering. This is about any giving you do beyond that first 10%. And here, the big emphasis is on your motivation. It's not supposed to be about obligation or feeling forced. The key is the attitude, right? The text makes it clear that what's really valued is a cheerful giver.
And, generosity in this blueprint isn't just about cash. It's so much bigger. It includes our most valuable resources. Giving our treasure, our money, is absolutely part of it. But so is giving our time through volunteering or mentoring, and giving our unique talents to help build up the people and community around us.
Okay, the foundation is poured and it's solid. Now it's time to start building the walls. This whole phase is about using our resources to create real stability and security for our families.
And these walls are built on three really practical pillars. First, simply meeting your family's essential needs. Second, learning to live within your means, which is a way to practice contentment. And third, building up an emergency fund so you're not knocked over by those unexpected crises that life throws at all of us.
This proverb just captures the whole idea perfectly, doesn't it? It says that wisdom is found in preparation, in saving for the future. It's all about that discipline of setting resources aside instead of just consuming everything the second it comes in the door.
The walls are up. Things are looking good. Now it's time for the roof. This part of the plan is what protects the whole structure. It's about dealing with debt and really planning for the long term.
When it comes to getting out of debt, the source material actually points to two clear practical strategies that are still super popular today. You've got the snowball method, where you knock out your smallest debts first for those quick psychological wins that keep you motivated, or there's the avalanche method, where you attack the debts with the highest interest rates first to save the most money in the long run. One's about psychology, the other's about math.
Now, for future planning and investing, the key teaching comes from a famous story called the Parable of the Talents. A master gives money to 3 servants. 2 of them go out and invest it, but the third one, acting out of fear, just goes and buries his share in the ground.
So when the master returns, he praises the 2 who actually grew what they were given. He calls them good and faithful. Their active, smart management of the money is seen as a sign of their faithfulness, and it's rewarded.
So the lesson here is all about that idea of active stewardship. The takeaway is that resources are meant to be grown, wisely and responsibly. Hiding them out of fear isn't seen as being careful. It's actually shown as a failure of faithful management.
Our house is almost complete. It's looking pretty good. But you know, any good blueprint also warns you about potential hazards. This next section is all about navigating the risks that come up when you mix money and relationships.
And the advice here is incredibly direct, designed to protect both your relationships and your finances. For instance, co-signing a loan for someone else is flat out called foolish because you're taking on all of the risk with none of the control. When lending to someone in poverty, the text says you shouldn't charge them interest. And if you're the one borrowing, you have a deep moral obligation to pay back what you owe.
Okay, so we've done all this work. We've laid the foundation, built the walls, put on the roof. The structure is complete. But why? What's the whole point of building this financial house? This final section explains that the goal isn't the house itself, but what it feels like to finally live inside it.
And this brings us right back to where we started. The ultimate goal, the end game, isn't about piling up a bunch of wealth. It's about achieving freedom from the love of money. It's about finding a real sense of contentment that comes from trusting in a provision that goes way beyond what's in your bank account.
And so this entire blueprint leaves us with this final, really searching question. It's not about how to get more, but why you should be entrusted with it in the first place. It turns the focus from our spreadsheets and our bank accounts to our hearts, asking us to really think about the ultimate purpose of the resources we manage. Definitely something to think about.